Hi guys, lunchtime, day 7. So after today, I'll have done my first full week of ups and downs, mostly ups. I think it's been really good. I'm really quite surprised by, food-wise at least, how comfortable I've found it. But I say all that to follow up by saying I'm really not looking forward to my lunch. So I'm having stew again, and there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't want it. You know, when you just don't fancy something, and I knew that this morning. I didn't have time to do anything else. All I had time to do was stick some of this stew in the microwave. That was literally all I had time to do. And that's one of the things I have definitely found, is that the time involved in eating self-sufficiently is vast in, you know, prep and everything else. And so here I am. And the reason I don't want it is because I'm spoilt. I'm absolutely spoilt. I live in England, and if you live in a first world country, you're spoilt too. And I'm so used to, particularly now's when I feel it the most, because particularly at lunchtime at work, I'm used to just, I'll have whatever I want, which isn't this. And that's spoilt, and that's absolutely spoilt, and it doesn't align with all of my principles and all the things I effuse to you all the time. So I need to get over myself. And I have with the water. I'm drinking 3 litres or more of water every day, and I'm good with it now. I don't look forward to it. I don't enjoy it. I'm not like, oh, that's lovely. But I am not like craving anything else, which is awesome. It's taken 6 or 7 days to get there, because I used to drink an awful lot of Diet Pepsi, particularly when I'm sat in this seat. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say, I think, at lunchtime today. So it's Tuesday, obviously. You're going to be a day behind, because I do my editing in the evenings and uploading in the evenings, and then release it the following day. So you'll be a day behind. But for me, this is Tuesday, day 7, and first week will be done by the end of this video. I had nothing else to eat yet today. It's 1 o'clock, I think. Let me have a look. 12:30. This is the first thing I'm eating today, and other than that, it's just been water right from the get-go. So speak to you later. Right, so I've been home about an hour, and I got home and I was so hungry, because there wasn't very much of that stew either. And yeah, so I had a bit of a disappointing lunch. I was so hungry when I got home, I had to have an emergency pancake. So the second I got in, I had a quick pancake. Then I went out and milked the goats, and the pancakes, having the batter in the fridge is just brilliant for that. But this evening, what I'm having is I'm gonna have some potato wedges from the garden. These are potatoes from the garden. Got a little bit of spoilage on that one, so I'll have to cut a little bit of that off. We're still using some of our early potatoes, so we haven't even started on our main crop yet, which is fantastic. And what I'm having with those potatoes, I've been craving that plum sauce that I've made. So I'm gonna have some pork ribs with potato wedges, a nice salad, and some plum sauce. And I'm gonna add to the plum sauce a little bit. I'm gonna add some chilies for that spice, for that kick. And well, that might be it, actually. I'm trying to think. So traditionally, I would reach into my cupboard down there, and I'd be adding things like Chinese 5 spice, maybe some soy sauce, certainly some soy sauce, and definitely some ginger. Now, ginger is something I could have grown, but I haven't, so I don't have it. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I think I'll just add some chili, and that'll be all right for me, because I haven't had anything with any of those flavors in for a week. So that's going to be great. You know, it's going to taste really full of flavor. So that's going to be my dinner, and it's going to be massive. With the potato wedges, I spoke to you before in another video about this. I'm just going to slice these up into wedges, bang them in some fat in the oven, and that's it. That's all I'm doing with them. In there, I also had another joint of pork, which I'm doing kind of, it's not a pork griot, a traditional Haitian dish, pork griot, which I love, is amazing. Obviously, I don't have access to a lot of the ingredients in that, but it's going to be my kind of take on that Haitian style pork griot dish. And I'm going to use loads of my lemon juice replacement, my rhubarb reduction in there. It's going to be loads of rhubarb reduction, loads of spice, and I'm not sure what else yet. I need to give it a bit of thought, but that's what I'm going to have probably tomorrow. So at some point, I'm going to be making a pork griot inspired dish. And yeah, so that's dinner. And in fact, I've just thought while I'm talking to you, I think I might do double up the amount of potatoes that I do and leave them in water. Then I've got them ready to cook tomorrow to go with that griot. That'll work. So there's my garlic in the pan. I'm gonna bang this chilli in now. And then here's the plum sauce you saw me make a couple of days ago. Most of it's in the freezer. The reason I'm showing you this is because this is indicative of one of the things that I've really been missing. And it's not, not been a big deal. I've been eating really well. You guys have seen how well I've been eating. I've not been going to bed hungry. I've been having a really varied diet, etc., etc. But what I have been missing are just those really, really big, bold, punchy flavors, like I keep saying. What I'm talking about are things like paprikas and turmerics, cumins, all those things, but also the sweeter side of things. What I'm trying to get at is, we'd cook ourselves our base ingredients, whatever they might be, your meat, your vegetables, your potatoes, your rice, your pasta, and then you make a sauce, perhaps not, but you're adding something to make it sing. And in my case, I'm usually adding a combination of things. I've mentioned I'd love to put some Chinese 5-spice in here. I think, if I'm honest, our lack of tomatoes has been one of the reasons that's made me kind of crave this a little bit more. Because if we'd had a really good year on our tomatoes, if we hadn't had the blight, we'd still be harvesting, of course, for another month at least. We'd be harvesting tomatoes, if not a lot longer, depending on what the weather does. And I'd be making tomato sauces, which is a great way of getting those rich flavors. Again, with other sauces, so I'm going to make a cheese sauce at some point soon. Time is another factor to kind of add a pile on top of this equation when I'm trying to work out what I'm going to eat. Not being able to have the tomato sauce. When I make a white sauce, like a cream sauce, I would use cider or white wine or something like that, again, to just give it that extra kick, that extra punch. So that's what I'm really missing at the moment, are those, those few ingredients that are they just put the cherry on the cake of what you're eating. Anyway, that's a really weird metaphor, isn't it, when we're talking about savoury food. Anyway, there you go. So I'm just waiting for my potatoes to crisp up down there. Then I'll just bring that back to the heat and serve it with my ribs. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this. So this is a meal I've been really looking forward to. I've been hungry all day pretty much. And I've got potato wedges, some salad out the garden. We've put some apple cider vinegar on there and some of the rhubarb reduction. And I love that now as a salad dressing. And then we've got our pork ribs. So it's not just the rib, it's like the rib and the belly all together. I don't know, there's probably a name for that cut. I leave the bit of pork belly attached to the ribs and cook it all as one with that amazing plum sauce on with the chilli and garlic. So yeah, I'm a happy boy. So that's it. I'm done for the day, and I had seconds and then I had thirds. I really, really, really needed that. It was absolutely delicious. I had the plate that you saw, and then I had some leftover potatoes that didn't make it onto the plate. And then I finished off all of those ribs, every single one of them. And I really needed it, and I feel quite full up now. And that sauce was amazing. But what's really interesting, what I found really interesting, is while I was eating that, my wife was eating her dinner, and she was having, among other things, some eggs on top of some sourdough and some ketchup, some shop-bought ketchup. And she cut the egg open, and this amazing bright yellow interior of the egg shone out, and of course, because there are eggs, and the bright red of the ketchup, it looked beautiful. And I said to Jackie, oh, that looks lovely. Interestingly, it was the ketchup that I was most excited about, like in my imaginary head. And I said, that looks lovely. It was the ketchup I was most saying was exciting. I think that just goes to show how much I'm missing the processed food, even the precious little that I actually used to eat beyond lunchtime.
I didn't actually eat that much processed food in all reality. You know, you're quite aware how much of our own food we always grow, not just now in September, but all year round. But even with that, you know, my senses were just drawn to that ketchup, and it just made me sort of brought it to light. Because so the other thing to know, to sort of make sense of all these puzzle pieces, is that in reality I probably have shop bought ketchup once or twice a year. I have it almost never. There's almost nothing that I actually have it with. That's not to say I don't have, you know, processed foods. I do. But given that it's not something that I'm missing from my diet, it just struck me as really interesting how my brain immediately focused on it, especially when I had this amazing plate of food, which was amazing. And that sauce was perfect. It was exactly what I needed. And it was so, I keep using this word, punchy, and that's exactly what it was. And I also really enjoyed it. I mean, the salad was the way the flavors all paired, because I had the acidity of that salad with our apple cider vinegar, and of course the malic acid that comes from the rhubarb, and that paired with the sweetness of the plums and the plum sauce and the spiciness of the chilies. It was just a perfect flavor combination. So yeah, that's that all done. I'm just in the process now of processing our milk. So over here, what's going on, I'm making up, these are milk and honey drinks ready for me, and then I'm saving some regular milk in the fridge, because a couple of times I've wanted to go and use some milk and I've not actually had any fresh milk that I could use. So I'm making sure I'm saving some tonight so that I can perhaps make a little bit of cheese sauce or something tomorrow's dinner. I don't know what I'm having yet for tomorrow's tea. Haven't even thought about it. I'm gonna go and drink one of those right now, and then probably get in the bath, get to bed. This is the end of week 1, and it's been a great week. I feel great. I've broken the back, so many different things. I'm now quite comfortable drinking lots and lots of water instead of the sweet fizzy pop that I'm used to in the car. I am, you know, full up. I've had a really varied diet. I've had loads of interesting experiences and thoughts, and yeah, it's really great. So 1 week in, 3 and a bit to go. This is day number 7, ticked off. Thanks for watching, everyone, and please make sure that you press that like button. Also, do subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and leave me a comment down below in the comment section. I always really enjoyed reading what you guys are thinking about what I'm doing. It makes the whole process so much more pleasurable for me. Anyway, that's going to wrap this one up. Thanks for watching, everyone, and obviously I will speak to you tomorrow. Cheers.